What's the one thing that most people use to sabotage their success that you can use to actually elevate your success? There's one pattern I've seen over and over in all of my workshops and all my coaching work that most people use to undermine themselves, that if they can flip it around, if they can turn that key the other way, it totally transforms their ability to move forward in their work, in their career, in their leadership, in their lives. And that's exactly what we're going to do in today's meh2YEAH Nugget Show. I'm Ravi Tangri, and we have two meh2YEAH shows a week. The profile show, which happens every Monday, and that's where I bring in some amazing people who've transformed their lives, who have resources that can help you do that. And then later in the week, we have this 5-minute Nugget Show to give you a powerful tool that you can use to start to really move your life forward. So I've got to get into this. I have a little test for you. Take a look around you wherever you are and pick out everything that you can see that's red, okay? Pick out everything that you can see that's red. It could be clothing, it could be things on the wall, it could be signs, whatever you see around you, all right? Now, I feel silly saying this, but my lawyer would kill me if I didn't. If you are driving or operating machinery, don't do this. But as long as you're not doing that, close your eyes. Notice all that stuff that's red around you. And now close your eyes. Just for a moment, keep those eyes closed. And while your eyes are closed, name 3 things that are blue. Now, how easy is that? Not easy at all. Why? Because all you were doing was seeing red. And that's the thing. What we tend to do in our lives is we focus on what's not working. We see red. We build a habit of seeing all the things that are not good, all the things we've screwed up, all the things we haven't done yet. And we don't pay attention to what we've already accomplished, to the things we do well, to all the things that we have actually made a difference in the world with, in our lives and in our lives. And what does that do? When you look at all the things you haven't done, it wears you down, you feel worse, it drags you down, and it makes you less resourceful. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, you shouldn't be arrogant, you shouldn't be full of yourself. Especially, I live in Canada, Canadians are supposed to be humble, and, you know, we shouldn't be full of ourselves. Well, you know what? I think that's a crock, because false humility is as big a sin as excessive pride and arrogance. There is a line right in between where you can be self-assured and feel good about what your abilities are. It's not about being arrogant. It's knowing what you're capable of and what you've done well. And yet what a society does is we condition people to focus on all the things they haven't done well. What happens in performance appraisal? You may have someone who's a great employee, and what happens? What do you spend all the time focusing on the 5% of things they screwed up, which is absolute nonsense. You're beating up someone who's actually a pretty good person. So what we need to do is to start to focus on and celebrate what we do well. And this can be really hard. And I'll mention this can be hard, especially for women. There's a good friend of mine, Colleen Cole, who's written a book called Guilt, about how much our society builds that into women, because there's so many roles that you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the mother, the caregiver, the spouse, the looking after the daughter, bringing in the career. Nobody can manage all that, and yet you feel guilty if you don't accomplish it all. It's not possible. So quick tools to move forward. Number 1, start, anytime you beat yourself up about something, start identifying what is it that you've actually done well. When have you actually done things that worked? What are things in that area that you've actually been able to move forward on? Write them down. Even if it's small, write it down, then write a list of what you screwed up. You will find there's a difference. Talk to your friends, the friends you can really trust, and say, look, what is it that I do really well? What are the things you see that I can do really well, the strengths that I have? Another great tool, speaking of strengths, is the Strengths Finder. If you Google Strengths Finder 2.0, you'll find it's a book by Gallup organization. You can do a quick survey that lets you identify your 5 biggest strengths, and that's what you can focus on. So those are some real quick hits. If you can start focusing on the blue, you will find you move forward so much faster in life, that you start to feel more confident and you play to your strengths. So that's our nugget show for this week. A real quick tool on that one key. If you turn it the other way, you can move yourself forward a lot better. On Monday, in our profile show, we're going to have Mike Bash, who's one of the founders of FedEx. And Mike's been investing a lot of time the last few years exploring intuition and how it works in leadership and all of life. And we're going to pull that out for you in terms of what works with leadership. And I've got a very special nugget show planned for you next week. So have yourself an amazing weekend and week in North America, Canada Day, and July 4th. And we will see you in just a few days. Bye-bye.